It's 2 a.m. You're staring at the ceiling again. Your brain is replaying that text you sent, the argument with your partner, what your boss meant in that email. Your body is exhausted, but your mind is sprinting laps around the same 3 mistakes. If that's you, stay with me, because there's one simple question the Stoics use that can shrink this mental chaos in under a minute. And 3 night steps I use myself to stop overthinking before sleep. Tell me honestly, how many nights have you wasted fighting battles that only exist in your head? You know that feeling. You're in bed, phone off, lights out, and suddenly your brain turns into a highlight reel of every awkward moment, every dumb thing you said, every worst-case scenario. You replay that conversation. You rewrite the perfect comeback. You imagine them judging you tomorrow. And the more you think, the more your chest tightens. You check the time. 2:13, 2:41, 3:05. You're tired, but you can't shut it down. Here's the promise of this video. By the end, you'll have a simple Stoic night routine built around journaling, the Dichotomy of Control, and Memento Mori that you can run in 5 to 10 minutes to calm your mind before sleep. Not a magic fix, but a practical system you can repeat tonight, tomorrow, and every night after. Because if you don't change this, you're not just losing sleep. You're losing days of your life to nights you don't even remember. Is that how you want to spend your one life? Let's start with the key idea. The Stoics had a phrase, Memento Mori. Remember that you will die. It sounds dark, but it's actually medicine. Here's what it really means in this context. Your time is limited. Your attention is limited. So not every thought deserves a front row seat at 2 a.m. Memento Mori is not about being morbid. It's about asking, if tonight was one of my last nights on earth, is this argument, this text, this drama really worth my sleep? Marcus Aurelius said, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. So, imagine 2 versions of you. Version 1 lies in bed replaying that one sentence your coworker said, imagining what they might think of you. Version 2 says, okay, if my time is this short, I'll write this down, see what I can control, and let the rest go for now. Which version are you living as tonight? Let's go deeper. Why do we get stuck in 2 a.m. overthinking in the first place? First reason, your brain hates unfinished business. That awkward conversation at work, that tense text with your partner. Your brain flags it as a threat and tries to solve it like a puzzle. So it keeps you up, replaying every angle. Second reason, you confuse thinking with control. You feel like, if I keep thinking about it, maybe I can prevent the worst from happening. But Stoicism calls this out. Epictetus said, some things are in our control and some are not. At 2 a.m., most of what you're spinning about is already in the not category, but your mind hasn't gotten the memo. Third reason, nighttime is quiet, and that scares you. No notifications, no distractions, just you and your thoughts. And if you don't have a way to handle those thoughts, they handle you. Be honest. How many times have you gone to bed hoping it'll be different this time, with zero plan for your mind? Hope is not a strategy. The Stoics didn't just hope to be calm. They trained for it, like you train a muscle. Night is one of the best times to train. So let's build your Stoic night routine. 3 steps. Takes about 5 to 10 minutes. You can do this sitting in bed with a notebook or notes app. Step 1. The 2-minute brain dump. Before you lie down, set a 2-minute timer. Write down every thought that's buzzing in your head. Not in full sentences, just bullets. Worried about tomorrow's meeting? Still angry about what she said? Scared I'll never fix my finances. Don't judge it. Don't fix it. Just empty your head onto the page. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." When you see it written down, it shifts from a fog to a list you can work with. Ask yourself, if all of this stayed in my head instead of on paper, what would it cost me tonight? Remember this, if you don't get the thoughts out, they'll drag you around. Step 2. The dichotomy of control split. Now, under your brain dump, draw a simple line down the page. On the left, write, "In my control." On the right, write, "Not in my control, tonight." Take each bullet and ask, is there anything I can actually do about this right now? Not tomorrow, not in my imagination, but right now. That wouldn't make my life worse? If yes, it goes in my control. If no, or if it depends on someone else or on tomorrow, it goes in not in my control, tonight. Example, tomorrow's meeting. You can't control your boss's mood. You can control writing a clear list of what you need to say, still angry about what she said. You can't control her. You can control how you choose to respond tomorrow and how you interpret it. Epictetus again. Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Here's the question for you. How much of your 2 a.m. thinking is about things you cannot move, no matter how hard you think? Remember this. Overthinking is often just you trying to control things that never belong to you. Step 3. The Memento Mori reset. Now, look at your "not in my control, tonight" column. This is where Memento Mori comes in. For each item in that right column, write a short sentence that begins with, "Given that my time is limited." Given that my time is limited, I will not spend tonight scripting their reaction. Given that my time is limited, I will rest so I can show up better tomorrow. Given that my time is limited, this one comment will not own my entire night. Marcus reminded himself daily that life is short, not to scare himself, but to focus. Ask yourself, if tonight was the last night I had, would I still choose to lie here replaying this? If the answer is no, you've just found something you can let go of for now. Not forever. Just for tonight. Remember this. Memento Mori doesn't mean you're going to die panic. It means you're going to die, so don't waste your life on mental reruns. Now let me show you how this looks in a real situation. Picture this. You had a rough day. Your partner sent a text that felt cold. Okay, do whatever you want. You tried to explain your side. They replied with silence. Later, you check your phone. Still nothing. You go to bed. Lights off. But your brain turns on. Why didn't they answer? Did I overreact? Are they mad? Are they done with me? You replay the conversation. You imagine what they're thinking. You draft 3 different angry replies in your head. This is the old way. Hours of imaginary arguments. No sleep. You wake up tired, defensive, and you actually make things worse the next day. Now, the Stoic way. You sit on the edge of your bed with a notebook. 2 minutes. Brain dump. Angry about partner's text. Scared they're pulling away. Annoyed I sound needy. Then you draw the line. Dichotomy of control. In my control. How I choose to interpret the text. How I respond tomorrow. My tone and honesty. Not in my control. Tonight. Their current mood. Whether they text back right now. What they're thinking in this exact moment. Already your mind has fewer moving parts. Then, Memento Mori. You look at the "not in my control, tonight" side. You write, given that my time is limited, I will not spend tonight guessing what's in their head. Given that my time is limited, I will rest so we can actually talk calmly tomorrow. You feel the difference. Instead of, why are they doing this? You move to, what's the most honest, calm version of me I want them to meet tomorrow? Before you sleep, you add one more line on the in my control side. Tomorrow I'll say, hey, that last message felt a bit cold to me. Can we talk about what you meant when you have a minute? Simple, clear, no drama. Seneca wrote, life is long if you know how to use it. Using it doesn't always mean doing more. Sometimes it means worrying less about what you cannot touch tonight. Let me ask you, in that story, which version of you feels more like who you want to be? The one arguing with a ghost at 2:30 a.m.? Or the one preparing a calm, honest conversation and then choosing sleep? So, let's land this. Here's what we covered, in simple terms. First, your mind spirals at 2 a.m. because it's trying to solve unfinished business with no framework. You are not broken, you're just untrained. Second, the key Stoic tools you now have are the brain dump. Get thoughts out of your head and onto paper. The dichotomy of control. Separate what you can act on now from what you can't. Memento Mori. Remember, your time is limited, so not every worry deserves your night. Marcus, Epictetus, Seneca. They weren't sitting on mountains meditating all day. They were dealing with politics, family, betrayal, pressure. They used these ideas in real, messy life, just like you can. Remember this, you can't control every thought that shows up, but you can control which ones you invite to stay the night. Tonight, before you sleep, I want you to try this once. 2 minutes to write, 2 minutes to split, 2 minutes to reset with Memento Mori. Then tomorrow, notice, do you feel even 10% lighter when you wake up? Here's the question I want you to answer in the comments. What is one worry you're ready to stop taking to bed with you? If this helped you, if it made you feel a little less alone at 2 a.m., hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who's also stuck in those late-night mental reruns. Remember, your nights are not a dumping ground for every fear. They are a place to recharge for the one life you actually get to live.